slow metabolism, early aging signs. It is entirely up to us on how we choose to age. So in this video, I want to help you make your body the machine that heals itself. Body is self-healing, and this is how we are designed. We have the privilege of modern medicine, which is amazing. I'm not denying that, but at the same time, I believe that if we make our body really robust and we do the things that it's designed to do, then we would need less of that medicine throughout our adult years and into our 60s and 70s. I actually grew up in Japan, so I can say this firsthand that we are not supposed to age how we are aging in America, in Pakistan, and all these countries. I can tell you firsthand that I've seen like a 70-year-old completely healthy without taking any medicine, being so active, completely involved in their community. So it is possible. It's just that it requires effort. A lot of us are not willing to put the effort, but we pay the price near the end of our life when we want to do things with our families and we can't do, or we're not able to move our bodies as fluidly as we were able to before. So this video is for you and for people who really want to make the change. Enough is enough. Now it's time to act. So first, let's take a look at how metabolism works. Metabolism is basically a process that changes food into energy to keep us going. Even while we sleep, we need the energy to keep our body alive. In short, it is all about how much we consume and how much we burn even at rest. Now, the rate that you burn the energy depends on a lot of factors, such as muscle mass, age, gender. Men tend to burn faster because they have more muscle mass and less fat. Last but not the least, how much a body moves. These are the factors that determine how fast or slow your metabolism is. Now that we know how the metabolism works, let's deep dive into the steps that we can take, making sure that you are at your peak. That's what we want. We just want you to feel like you're still 18 or 20. That's the goal, and that is totally achievable as long as we make the right food choices and the right amount of muscle mass for us, and also have a movement routine going on for us that we just enjoy. Let's get right into this video where I will be sharing 7 tips. This is where the system really happens to make your body work and flow. So don't think that you can skip. If you really don't have the time and you just want to learn about like specific topic, I have the timestamps down below, but I would recommend that if you do have the time, then please watch it throughout, because each step is crucial to maintaining that harmony for keeping your body fit. First and foremost, the number one thing that we need to remember is identity. What do you identify as? Do you identify as a skinny person? Do you identify as a bigger person? It doesn't matter. People who are skinny can be really unhealthy as well. This is about just having the right kind of muscle mass that suits your body. So I really have that in your mind. Like, what's your identity? What do you want to look like? What do you want to feel like? So really identify first before we get into this, because if you don't know where you're going, then you're going to be lost and it would be hard to keep up with all the little things. They're not difficult to do, but they are very intentional steps that we need to follow. It doesn't matter what your current situation is. It's all about, what do you feel like your body is made for? Do you think like your body is made for like 6-packs or strong core muscles? Come up with like a fitness level that you resonate with, and then keep that in mind. It's like, oh, I am a fit person, therefore I do not do X, Y, and Z. So we really need to identify. First, have an identity before we get started with this. Number 2, sugar levels. I understand we all want to eat dessert, right? And I'm not stopping you, especially after having kids. Like, before I was not a dessert girl, but like now I can't stop it. I can't just ignore a good dessert, especially after like a good meal, or if you're going for a coffee and then you want to indulge in a little cake, that's fine. But what I want you to avoid is drinking your sugars, really. This is a form of self-sabotage. Please, cold turkey, just cut out all your sugars. I know it's possible because my husband used to drink sugar in his teas and his chai. He was the kind of person, he's like, oh, you know, I'm never gonna stop drinking it. And then I literally just started giving him less sugar gradually, and now he doesn't take any sugar. And I'm so happy, because why do you wanna mess up your system? Your body does not like sugar. What does sugar provide you? Coffee filled with corn syrup, like sugar. And you drink drink that, your sugar level goes up and then you have a peak, a little bit of energy, and then it goes straight down. I'm no medical professional, but I know that you're not supposed to drink sugar as much as we do. After spending decades in Japan, I have learned this thing, which is do not spike your sugar over and over again, because you're not letting the body really do its thing. The body loves just being kind of like not having food for a little bit. Stable sugar is what we want. So in Japan, we have a saying, which is 3 p.m. is snack time. So you actually can eat whatever you want, because at the end of the day, good eating habits don't come from restriction. It actually comes from giving yourself option, but like the right kind of option. So really training yourself, having a system where it doesn't break the rules, but at the same time, you're going in the right direction. Eating right or doing whatever is not about restriction. It's about just giving yourself the right kind of system so you can just do it over and over again, and one day you will start to see the effects of it. If you really want to have your dessert or whatever, go ahead and have that, but make sure it's not too late at night, because in the evening our bodies are starting to like slow down and it just wants to like rest, preferably like less food in the tummy, and our bodies tell us that this is what I want. I don't want a heavy meal at night, but we still end up giving it and then regretting the next day, especially in our late 20s. I started to notice when I would get up in the morning, like I'll have like heartburn because of heavy meal that I had at night, which was unusual for me because when I was younger, I wouldn't have these kind of things. So there's many ways to live, but if you really choose to live healthy and the way that our body wants, then this is the right way. I'm not saying don't eat at all. No, you can eat, but choose the right times. On birthdays, on anniversaries, celebration, like go ahead and eat even at 12 o'clock at night, because this is life and life is to be enjoyed. But majority of the time, I want you to completely cut out drinking your sugars, unless they're natural sugars, like smoothies, protein shake, whatever it is. As long as there's no fake sugar that's in there, or like a syrup or like Starbucks, none of that, then you're completely fine. You can eat cookies, you can eat whatever, just don't drink your sugar. Like, no, we don't want that. Dame this. Next, hydration. Hydrate yourself with teas, water, diluted coffee, whatever you want to drink. Hydrate yourself as much as you can, because this can be really helpful. And how the Japanese people really keep hydrated is by just drinking ocha. And ocha is literally the best if you can get used to it. Maybe in the beginning it's a little weird. It's like Japanese tea, right? But especially it has a little bit of caffeine in there as well. So it really helps out with like boost of energy. Sometimes you might be craving sugar just because you need that energy, or like you might be just thirsty, right? So hydration is key. And then if you can really learn to love like all these different kinds of teas that without sugar though. We're not taking sugar, promise me. Like if you take anything from this video, it's like, please, let's stop drinking sugars. So yeah, without sugar, teas, I love like Japanese teas, you know, like those bottles that have green tea in it. That's wonderful. I love those. Especially if you have kids, or you plan on having kids, or you have little siblings, give them water instead of like, you know, offering them soda. Soda is a no-no, because what does even soda do? Why does our body need soda? I just don't get it. We're supposed to eat for what? To survive. How is the soda coming in the picture? I drink the soda, okay, I feel good. Then what? We're not respecting our body if we're just chugging down all these different kinds of sodas with different kinds of coloring, all these chemicals that you can't even pronounce. Just water, tea, coffee is fine. And then also introduce your kids to these things. So for example, going back to my sugar example, right? Like my daughter, they love to eat gummies and stuff. So when we were grocery shopping and my daughter's like, oh mommy, I want gummies. And usually here and there, I do get her gummies. But this time I was like, you know what? I'll show you the best gummies. And I actually went to the fruit aisle and then I was like, these are the real gummies. What do you want? Just choose from here, because these are actually really tasty and sugary and these are real. It's just not about a matter of changing your own mindset, but also changing your kids, your siblings' mindset. It's our responsibility for teaching the right things to our little ones, because they don't know any better. Whatever you introduce them is how they're gonna grow up. But they're actually lucky because they have the metabolism on their side because they're young. But how about you? So actually the one that's in danger is us, who are getting into our 30s and we still eat like we're 16. And then number 4, amp up your protein intake, especially in the morning to avoid cravings. Everyone has different requirements, but I try to eat 25 grams to 30 grams of protein in each meal that I consume, just to keep that muscle mass and also keep the cravings at bay, especially during that time of the month, or like 2 weeks prior to that time of the month. I start to eat crazy. We all have cravings. So for that, it's really crucial for me that I always add protein in whatever I'm eating, even if it's a snack, to keep my blood sugar levels at bay and then also keep me satiated longer. It also helps me with muscle building, especially after a workout. If I have a good amount of protein, then we all know that our muscles, there's like some sort of chemistry that goes on, and then it just becomes stronger and stronger as we work out. So number 5, have a way of working out 3 times a week. If you can work out every day, that would be even better, but most of us might not be able to, and that's okay. Figure out what kind of workouts do you enjoy doing. I don't want you to go into the class with just thinking, oh my God, like I can't wait for this to end so I can go home. I know everyone feels like amazing at the end of the class, but I want you to be just as much excited and happy about doing the class as you are like at the end, with all the endorphins and good hormone that get released after a workout. So what kind of workout is that? I want you to determine for yourself, and how you can do that is by just trying out different things. For me, it's been Pilates with a reformer. Because I'm a mom, I had a weak core. Core is like the tummy part. I grew 2 kids in my tummy, so my muscles were like kind of torn apart, and then now like they're back, but they're not as strong. What helped me with that was Pilates. I really enjoy doing it from start to finish. So this is something that I'm gonna keep doing forever. I enjoy doing like personal training sessions. So I might just have 2 personal training sessions and 1 reformer Pilates, because once you do the Pilates classes enough, all you need to do is just maintain. So at that point, you don't need as much. So really figure out for yourself, having a strong body or good looking muscles is just a plus. The actual thing that I got from Pilates is strength, and really being able to walk for hours at a time, learning the value of compounding your efforts. The first class, you might feel like you're making fun of yourself because you're so weak, and your teacher's like, yeah, you got this. Go ahead and bring your body up. And you're like, oh, you're shaking, and then you can't even do it. But in the next class, you're gonna be a little bit better. Just keep going. First time, it might not be the best, but as you keep stacking your efforts, the results will start to come. So do not be bogged down by just like the first class or the second class or the 3rd session, because I can assure you after 20 or 30 sessions, you're gonna start to see the difference. Remember, if you want to stay consistent with your habits, you want to have the habit work for you, not the other way around. What I mean by this is basically, I don't want you to try to build a habit that it takes a lot of effort for you to do. James Clear actually mentions this in his book called Atomic Habits. I'm just summarizing it. I don't know exact words, but this is basically, I got it from his book, is make it so easy and effortless that you don't have to think about it even for a second. It just comes naturally to you. And you have to be the master for that. You need to really think, in one day, what do I do? And where can I grab this habit, which is working out, and this class that I might be attending, and where can I put it in my day so I don't even feel like it's an effort. It's more like just naturally comes to me. This applies to anything. Working out, eating right, just studying, working. It applies to all of the habits that you might want to build. So this is an amazing tip for this. And I understand these classes might be expensive. It might cost you to go to the gym or hire a personal trainer. You don't need to go anywhere, and you can just work out off of YouTube videos that they have, like amazing videos, at home workouts. Make it easily accessible for you. And then if you do have to spend some money to be able to attend these classes, I would say don't look at it as an expense, because this is an investment, right? If your body is healthy, in flow, then you might be able to do a lot more things with that body, which leads me to my next step, number 6. There should be a routine to be in tune with your body every day. By taking shower every day, like the Japanese do, it's called ofuro. It's like a hot bath that you take every day after a long day of work. If you do have a bathtub, fill it with super hot water, 40 Celsius degrees, and I'll have it put like Fahrenheit as well. It is kind of like hot than our body temperature. That's what Japanese do. They just dip in that water every day. Because of that, they have like better circulation, better better mental health because they get to relax each night. There's so many health benefits. It could be in a form of bathtub, like I mentioned with ofuro, or just taking a regular shower every day, or dry brushing, you know, in the morning. Just, I want you to take care of your body, talk to your body, and be in tune with your body. Basically coming back to like the same word, it's kansha. It's like being thankful. I want you to really express that by taking care of it nicely and keeping it clean, keeping an eye on it. Like if you see anything weird, like definitely act on. It's better to take actions faster than just ignoring it. So it's just be in tune with your body and find your way of doing that every day. Grounding is what we want, and really checking in and communicating to our body through love and acceptance. Moving on to the last part, which is pretty crucial. Number 7, hormonal balance. If you're a woman, a lady, a girl, whatever you want to call yourself, especially in your late 20s, early 30s, you have menstrual cycle. Periods every month, they come and they go. Sometimes you might skip a month. So I want you to really be in tune with that as well. Track your cycle, keep your own little diary, write down what day you got the period, and then the next day you get it. And if you just do that over the course of a year, you can tell a lot about your health in general. It's the best thing you can do as a woman. Helps out in a lot of different ways, not just your health, but also like future planning, so many things. Definitely keep that in check. And then also after a few months, you'll start to notice like a pattern, and then you'll see, okay, like, oh, you know, I'm about to get my period. So you'll be more kind to yourself. If you're feeling bloated, or if you feel like just gaining a lot more weight, or you're feeling hungrier like faster, then you'll realize, oh, you know, yeah, of course, like I'm gonna have periods in a little bit, so it's natural for me, and it's okay if I'm feeling bloated and my tummy is like completely double the size. That's okay, because your body is prepping for something beautiful. This is a natural cycle. Being really kind to yourself around that time is also really helpful. It's not just about looks. Life is a mental game. It's a game, really. Perfection is not always the answer. Everyone wants perfection from their body, and we expect too much, but that's not the case. It's all about like riding the wave, right? Like globe like this. Just keep swimming. Swim with happiness. Just learn to understand your body. See what it's trying to tell you, because body is so smart. It can tell in different symptoms, right? Give it good food choices. It's like fuel. Like if you have a really expensive car and you put like a cheaper fuel, like high-end cars, they have like different fuel requirements, right? It's the same as us. Bodies are like a machine. Why put like weird fake stuff that was just invented? Try to eat more real food. Eat well, move your body, be positive, and less judgmental. Don't judge others. If people are not following what you believe in, that doesn't mean that they're wrong. You could also be wrong, right? So trying to work on the mental level as well, mental health, and not being stuck up in your own mind and thinking, okay, this is the best way. And you know, at the end of this video, I do want to share that I'm no medical professional. I can't really say that this is the right way, but what I can tell you after spending decades in Japan is this is the true way to treat your body with respect. Also try to eat early dinners, because when your body is sleeping, it can work on different things then, instead of having to digest your food. And then also I read it somewhere that at night our stomachs don't really work. It's the acid or like liquid that basically digests the food. So try to eat like light, and you'll see the effects the next morning. Like you'll feel so refreshed because your body actually had the time to recover instead of having to work on your heavy meal. So that's just a little tip that I wanted to add at the end, and hope you get something out of this video. And please do not forget to subscribe. It really means a lot. Like literally one subscribe button and I'm like so happy. It just makes me feel like what I wanted to say really resonates with you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with anyone that you think can get value out of this video. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.